Hello, happy Thursday. I thought I'd chime in today briefly on the subject of our loved ones in spirit always being around us. This tends to be a go to sort of expression or a knee jerk reaction that a lot of us mediums will have when dealing with people who have experienced sometimes a recent loss, but of somebody very important to them. And this, of course, is rooted in compassion and wanting to help comfort somebody who may be experiencing a lot of grief or pain or even anxiety around the death of somebody important to them in their lives. And while this is generally true that our loved ones are always around us who are in spirit, um, when somebody crosses over to the other side or into the spirit realm, they do embark on a healing journey and undergo sort of a life review and um, taking stock in the impact that they had on people during their lives here on earth, some of the goals that they had for their life contract, etc., etc. And for some spirits who have transitioned, this process may take longer, even though time itself doesn't move in the same way that it does here on Earth. It's very different, but still, in Earth time, that process can be rather lengthy, and you will encounter as a medium many people who are sad or frustrated or confused by why they haven't yet been visited by a loved one who has crossed over. And all I can say is that patience is a virtue, one that I don't necessarily possess in abundance all of the time myself, but it really is quite applicable in this situation. People definitely would do well to understand that the time frame is going to be different for every single person, every single spirit, and that they will get those visits. They will receive those signs. They will receive those messages or hear them. And sometimes that will be in a formal setting while getting a mediumship reading. Other times that may be in a spiritualist church during a public gallery. And I personally have, since I've been doing mediumship work over the past year and a half or two, very often I will end up being somebody's first, meaning that I will be the medium for whom their loved one in spirit comes through for the very first time, which is incredibly flattering and fascinating and feels like a great sort of honor and that I always want those messages and communications to be the best they can be. But it's always going to be different, and there are even instances where somebody may come back almost immediately for whatever reason, and then there are other situations where somebody may have to wait a couple of years in order to receive a communication, and all of that is fine, and of course everything in between. It's always going to happen at the right moment, and I just wanted to kind of share a little communication about that because I know our tendency as mediums is, again, to be compassionate and to really want to have those connections and foster those connections so that people can have a sense of peace and reassurance that their loved ones are doing great, which they are, because they always are. Once you cross over, it's really a beautiful thing, and that can be sometimes difficult for us to wrap our human minds around. Um, but at any rate, thanks for listening, and I'll be sure to chime in on this subject again because I think it's an important one. But I wish you all a wonderful rest of your Thursday.